This is George from High Tech Legion. Recently we've been seeing a trend towards larger heat sinks on many components within the case, not just the CPU cooler, but on RAM and on the motherboard itself, heat sinks on the VRM. This can obviously lead to some compatibility problems. Especially with taller heatsink RAM these days, it's very difficult to find a perfect cooler that's going to fit, especially if you're using all 4 RAM slots. In many cases, many of the better CPU coolers actually will overhang 2 RAM slots. So if you're going to use taller heatsink RAM, it makes it impossible. Unfortunately, we're also seeing the trend that finding RAM without taller heatsinks is becoming more and more difficult. Especially if you're brand loyal, there are certain brands that it's impossible to find any of their top-end RAM without taller heatsinks. Noctua, who's been the leader in CPU cooling for many, many years, is answering this dilemma with the new NH-U14S and NH-U12S. These are both top-of-the-line air cooling solutions that offer increased compatibility for other components in the case. Taking a look first at the NH-U14S, which is the larger of the two, obviously. As you can see, tower cooler, slim 52mm design. This offers 100% RAM compatibility on the LGA 2011 platform. On AMD and LGA 1150, 55, 56 platforms, it may overhang the first slot of RAM, but you will have greatly increased compatibility. So taking a look at the box, as always, Noctua products are beautifully packaged with the Noctua box. Take a look at a couple of the quick specs here. 100% RAM compatibility for 2011. Reasonable size for better overall compatibility, because of course it's not just the RAM you're concerned with, it's other components in your system as well. So the decreased size is going to offer better compatibility. The Noctua NFA15 PWM fan, which we recently reviewed and was an absolutely stellar performer and also very, very quiet. As you can see, it's an oversized 140mm fan. Shouldn't say oversized, but it uses 120mm mountings. So very, very versatile fan. Moving on from there, PWM support for with a low noise adapter, compatibility with past and future sockets, NT-H1 thermal compound included, which is fantastic. That is our typical reference thermal compound that we use for all testing here at High Tech Legion, and 6-year warranty. Once again, really nicely packaged. Moving over to the side, going down, we see award-winning U-shaped design, RAM compatibility, reasonable size for more compatibility. Once again, the NFA15H fan, PWM adapter, low noise adapter, the SecuFirm 2 mounting kit. Absolutely fabulous mounting kit from Noctua that we'll get into. Really just probably the best mounting kit out there, beautifully constructed and very, very easy to use. Now let's get away from the box and take a look at the cooler itself. The NH-U14S, really nice looking cooler. As we said, the NFA15 fan up front uses clips, as you can see, anti-vibration pads front and rear on the fan, and clips come right off. Noctua, once again, like I say, everything that they package is really nice. Even the fan clips are just really nicely constructed, very easy to use. And as you can see, 4-pin PWM on the fan. Taking a look at the tower itself, 160 plus millimeters tall. Will fit in most mid-tower cases without a problem. 150 millimeters wide, only 52 millimeters deep. Really very nice. Now another Noctua feature that we've seen in the past, very, very heavy gauge on the aluminum fins. This is very nice, great heat dissipation, and also very, very strong. As you can see, Noctua stamped in the top of the brushed aluminum. Really nice finish all around. The 6 heat pipes poking through the top. Moving down to the base, beautifully milled finish, as you see, with the mounting kit already in place. The crossbar, as you see right here, simply 2 screws. And as you can see, you've got a rather unique shape on the heat pipes themselves as they come up. This allows them to be staggered through the fin array, allowing for better heat dissipation, more airflow over each individual heat pipe. Really great looking tower from Noctua. Moving over to the NH-U12S, a slightly smaller variation on the same theme. Once again, beautifully packaged. You find basically exactly the same listing of features. 100% RAM compatibility. Now, a little bit different there. It does not mention 2011. Reason being, 100% RAM compatibility with all current Intel sockets and AMD sockets. It does not block the first RAM slot. Use the tallest heat spreader you can find on your RAM. It is not going to block it. Moving down, classic 120 millimeter tower size, stands only 158 millimeters tall, so you can have no problems with any mid-tower case. Noctua NF12 PWM force flow 120 millimeter fan, fantastic fan. We also just reviewed, got great results from the fan, very quiet, great airflow. SecuFirm 2 mounting kit, compatibility with past and future sockets, NH-1 thermal compound, and 6-year warranty included. So let's take a look at the NH-U12S itself. As we say, the NF12 PWM fan right on the front. Again, vibration damping front and back. It is a PWM fan. And clips once again come right off. And as you can see, they actually stay attached to the fan. That goes on the NFA15 as well on the NH-U14S. Beautiful Noctua fan, actually very, very heavyweight fan for 120 millimeter. Again, tower looks very simple, as you can see. Got sealed sides, force the airflow through the tower itself rather than having to escape through the sides. Better airflow over the heat pipes. Down the bottom, again, absolutely beautiful milled finish. 5 8mm heat pipes running through. Again, you see the unique array to get it, the heat pipes lined up. More airflow over each heat pipe and better heat dissipation. Again, mounting bracket comes pre-installed. So great looking tower and very surprising. Typically we're so used to seeing huge towers, but knowing Noctua, we know this is going to be an absolutely phenomenal cooler in a very, very manageable size. Now, keeping with the trend, as I say, Noctua gives you a beautiful presentation on absolutely everything and absolutely top quality on everything imaginable. So going in, we're going to take a look at the NH-U12S mounting kit. The 12S and the 14S actually use the exact same mounting kit. The only difference between the two accessory kits is the low noise adapter. Obviously, different low noise adapter for the two different fans. But when you open it up, you've got 3 separate boxes for your Intel mounting kit, AMD mounting system, and common components. So taking them out, as you can see, small cardboard boxes, each containing the stated components. Let's take a look first, common components. Open that up. Inside, first thing you find is kit for vibration dampers for a second fan. And in the bag, you've got the clips for the second fan. Also, so you're completely ready to go for a push-pull configuration if you decide to add the second fan. Low noise adapter, thermal compound, NH-1, vibration pads, and finally, all metal Noctua badge. And last component in the accessory box, screwdriver. It actually comes with the screwdriver you need to install it. So everything is accounted for inside of the common components. Taking a look at the mounting kits themselves, first the AMD manual. As you can see, very nicely illustrated, nicely printed, just really fabulous presentation from Noctua, just a class act all around. AMD mounting kit, very, very simple. Screws and standoffs. and 2 mounting brackets. Moving into the Intel kit, I should mention the AMD mounting kit, as always with Noctua, uses the stock backplate from your motherboard, which is really a great idea because the stock backplate on the AMD motherboards is in fact stronger than 90% of the backplates offered by cooler manufacturers. Inside, 2 separate manuals, one for LGA 2011, one for LGA 11.5, and got your 1155, 50, 55, 56 mounting brackets. Your backplate with bolts already attached. That's new from Noctua, and that's a really nice touch. And finally, your standoffs, mounting screws, and LGA 2011 standoffs. Really beautiful mounting kit all the way around. Top quality components, very nicely finished in absolutely every aspect. Next, let's take a look at the install for the NH-U12S and 14S. First step, we're going to put the backplate on. Obviously, it's got the 3 bolt pattern for the 1155, 1156, 1150. So just make sure you line up the 3 cutouts with the 3 bolts on the back, and you're going to put it onto the back of the motherboard, and 4 bolts will come through. Next, got 4 plastic standoffs, which will go onto the bolts, provided I don't drop them anymore. On top of that will go the Intel mounting brackets. Make sure it curves out away from the CPU. And to secure them, we've got 4 thumb screws. And you want to get them hand tight, don't want to over tighten. And we'll repeat over on the other side. As I had said, the Noctua mounting kit is one of the best made, one of the easiest to use, and one of the most secure. And as you can see, it just flies right into the case and onto the motherboard, and you are all set up. We'll take the included screwdriver and just snug them up. As I say, don't over tighten, just so they're snug. And you're good to go. You're now ready to mount either of the towers. As you can see, the 12 will go in. You've got 2 screws, one on either side, which simply tighten to the posts on the mounting bracket. The U14 exactly the same, 2 screws, and would go in as such. So let's get the 12S mounted up and get a look at it. As you can see, I've got the NTH1 applied. We can go back and forth all day. Best mounting method, grain of rice, ball the size of a pea, stripes, etc. Personally, I like 5 small dabs. I found I get the most complete coverage. And we'll just put the tower into place and tighten it up. And actually I've over tightened the one side. You just want to get it started on the one side so you can get it to grab on the other. and then alternate back and forth between the two. And these will actually stop when they are completely tightened. Once you feel them stop, you don't want to go any further. It's completely tight. And that's all there is to getting a tower in. Obviously now, we'll clip the fan up front. And we're in. That quick and simple. Now, great thing here is you see in the case, the ram slots are completely unimpeded. So you've got plenty of room between the cooler itself and the first ram slot. You can use as tall a ram as you like, complete compatibility. Obviously you've got plenty of room in the back to add the second fan. Really nice looking in the case, and once again, as you see, the ram slots are completely unimpeded. Now let's take a look at how the NH-U14S looks in the case. The NH-U14S looks great in the case as well, obviously with a slightly larger footprint. As you can see, good looking tower in the case. You've got the Noctua logo there, so easy install as we saw. Now, I've gone ahead and installed a stick of Patriot Viper Extreme into the first slot. As you can see, taller heat sinks on the ram. Not as tall as others, but that's really not going to make a difference because we see that it does actually clear the first slot. It does actually touch the vibration pad on both sides. Not a hard touch, just barely touches it, so you can actually get the ram in and out without having to remove the fan. It will come in and out and does not make a rattling sound in any way. So it does come in and out, as I say, without having to remove the fan. And you will get clearance on all four slots. On the 1155, 1156, 1150 boards. 100% clearance on 2011 boards again, as we said. So you've got fantastic compatibility with the NH-U14S. Looking at the numbers in the benchmarks, it's really hard not to be incredibly impressed with the NH-U14S and the NH-U12S. The 12S especially was a little bit surprising. Typically Noctua doesn't give you a whole lot of surprises in terms of performance. They're very steady. You just expect them to be at the top of their class, and obviously these two are. But the 12S, for such a small piece with a single fan, really just blew me away. The bigger surprise, though, than the performance was the silence. As I said earlier in this review, we have tested these fans before and we knew they were quiet, but mated with these two towers, the silence was really pretty astounding. Even in dual fan, they were really very, very quiet. Among the quietest coolers I've ever tested with any type of effectiveness. One of the nice things about the dual fan, not just the added cooling, because you see at the top end you really don't get a whole heck of a lot out of the dual fans, but if you're running the fans low, you do get a nice performance boost out of the dual fan without adding much noise, making it a very, very quiet solution all around. The two use the same mounting kit as we saw, and the mounting itself is absolutely flawless. The kits themselves are just beautiful from start to finish. Everything about the NH-U14S and 12S really Noctua has covered very, very well and used top quality components all around. The NH-U14S is an easy editor's choice. Some might point to the fact that the NH-D14 does cool a tiny bit better, or Fantex 14P is going to cool a tiny bit better, Silver Hour, whatever. But here's the thing. It's $75. It's a slim mount. It's got compatibility that you can't get from them. It performs right on par, really, with a 120 millimeter radiator, closed loop cooler that costs almost twice the price, $50 more, and it performs right on par with about 1/10 of the noise. It's so much quieter of a solution. Really, I mean, for the dollar, it blows the AIOs out of the water. and offers the same type of compatibility for the tall rim, so you're not backed into the corner of buying an AIO. The 12S, I was kind of going back and forth between a gold and an editor's choice, just out of the fact that it cools on par with the Fantex 12DX, which was our editor's choice winner. Not quite as well with a single fan, but the 12DX does offer 2 fans in the box. However, there's a huge difference in noise and a tremendous difference once again in compatibility. So I'm going to have to go with an editor's choice on the NH-U12S as well. So the U12S and U14S from Noctua, both editor's choice award winners, really fabulous pieces. Fabulous alternatives to an AIO if you're looking for increased compatibility. You're going to spend less money with similar performance and just a huge difference in the noise level. These are 2 of the quietest coolers we've ever tested.